Oops, what's up, my people? This is ShowBizz the dope. Alright, man, look. So, November 21st, POVETKIN versus Dillian, Whyte 2. Oops. Alright, man, look. Let's get to the video. First, I want to say this. Going on my daily walk. Actually, I missed my walk a few days in a row, so I definitely got to put some extra laps in. But I want to say this. Dillian Whyte versus POVETKIN 2. I'm extremely excited. And before I speak on that fight, I want to talk to my show business partners, my community. Look, I put it up in my community. You know, I'm excited already. Wow, what a great fight to have, you know, to start rounding out this year. POVETKIN versus Dillian Whyte 2. And you have comments there from show business partners saying, I mean, who cares? Okay, Dillian Whyte, who has he really beaten? Why be so excited about this fight? I want to say this, man. That's why I say many times, I am a fan of boxing more so than I am a fan of boxer. If you enjoy the sport, okay, it's mostly about the fight. Nowhere can you say POVETKIN versus Dillian Whyte 1 was boring. There were 3 knockdowns there. POVETKIN was knocked down twice. Then there was that sensational knockout. That's probably knockout of the year. If you can't enjoy that, then you don't really enjoy the sport. But I plead to you guys to be bigger fans of the sport. Some of the best fights I've ever seen, okay, was on Friday night fights. I'm not sure if you guys remember that. I mean, there was Tuesday night fights and stuff like that. I'm talking about guys that people would consider no-name guys put on a very entertaining bout. For me, it's about the entertainment of the bout. Forget the names. Understand, you're watching 2 people fight, and what the performance you see is what it's all about. It's about the performance. It's not really about the hype. Look, case in point, let's take Floyd Money Mayweather, one of the greatest fighters of all time, and I thoroughly enjoyed his career. But I'm a pugilist, really. I love the sweet science. I love seeing all the little things, and I enjoyed Money Mayweather. But many times I ordered the fight or went by someone's house who ordered the fight, and the fight that Floyd Mayweather had, the main event, people were bored. They said, this is why I don't buy Money Mayweather fights. But when the great fights were happening, some of your better fights was on the undercard. You were drinking beer and eating chips and not paying attention. See, if you would have looked at the whole card, you wouldn't have wasted your money. And that's what I'm saying. Love the sport. Okay, I understand you have your favorite fighters and you want to criticize fighters and look at their resumes, you know, pick through it with a fine-tooth comb. But if you love the sport of boxing, you would be extremely excited about this fight. Now, let's talk about this fight. This fight is going to be a good one. And I'm not writing Dillian Whyte off whatsoever. A lot of people are asking me in my DMs, hey, do you think it's too soon for Dillian Whyte? Well, it wasn't too soon for Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua went through a more thorough beating. Dillian Whyte got hit with a one-hitter quitter, you know, got put to sleep. Fine. Knocked out cold. Fine. But he wasn't dribbled off the canvas taking a pounding. Case in point, when people think of Iron Mike Tyson, think of Muhammad Ali. Many people who understand blows to the head in your brain. Muhammad Ali was a far more dangerous fighter than Iron Mike Tyson. You get hit by Iron Mike Tyson, you get put to sleep. Ali will beat your head in for 15 rounds. You're taking heavy jabs over and over and over and over again. Those are things that cause more damage that you may want to spend more time on the layoff. Dillian Whyte, he actually said the very next morning, he said that he was fine to fight. He said, I can start sparring and I can fight now. So I think the comeback isn't too soon for Dillian Whyte. Now, though it was a crucial knockout. But hold on. With that point, I've seen people get hit with one punch and it ruined them. Okay, I'm not saying that one punch can't ruin you. Roy Jones Jr., when he got hit by Tarver, that was pretty much the end. That was the beginning of the end. I've seen the same thing happen to David Reed. How many of you guys remember David Reed? I've seen the same thing happen to him as well. So yeah, I'm not saying exactly that Dillian Whyte, you know, is going to go unscathed here and he's going to be 100% fine. But I'm saying that he says that he's okay. Look at the knockout, and I'm not really that concerned there. But I'm not writing Dillian Whyte off. If you look at that fight, he was dribbling POVETKIN off the canvas. With that said, though, before POVETKIN knocked him out, with that said, though, when I look at the fight itself, POVETKIN had more of a building block than Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte had those, you know, one-hitter quitters, you know, those big, heavy shots that dropped POVETKIN. But POVETKIN got up, he was fine. But POVETKIN was working on something. I told you guys, he was working on that hook to the head, hook to the body combination, which dropped Dillian Whyte's elbow, and then he was able to catch him with the uppercut, faking the hook to the body. What I'm saying is this: when you look at POVETKIN and you look at that fight, he had a better grasp on the sweet science than Dillian Whyte. So if Dillian Whyte doesn't knock him out with a big shot, if Dillian Whyte just doesn't, you know, dribble him off the canvas enough times to where there's a TKO, if I look at skill for skill and who has a better chance of winning over the duration of the fight, I am going to lean towards POVETKIN. I am. And I wasn't really far from that the first time. I think I gave POVETKIN a 40% chance. It was almost 50-50 for me. When you look at that fight, that's about what happened. He got knocked down twice. He knocked out Dillian Whyte. That's like 40-50. But I'm saying that to say this: who's going to learn more? I'm not sure if Dillian Whyte, forget me saying I'm not sure. Dillian Whyte isn't on the level of Anthony Joshua. What makes Anthony Joshua so great, in my opinion, is that he could take a loss, learn from it, and adjust. And I say that if you hear me all the time, what I say consistently is a loss can be great for your career. Most of the time it is, or it is the truth bearer. It lets you know who the difference, who's great and who's just average, or who's all hype. We'll learn a lot about Deontay Wilder come this third fight against Tyson Fury. Jermell Charlo looked better against Tony Harrison, knocking him out the second fight. He looked better than he did the first fight. Jermell Charlo is a better fighter now than he was before Tony Harrison. That loss helped him out. He adjusted, okay? J-Rock, when he came back, ended up beating Hurd. Stuff like that. Dillian Whyte, I am reluctant to say that he's on the level of an Anthony Joshua who can go to the drawing board, slim down, work on his feet, work on his jab more, work on boxing from the outside more and his movement and doing those things. Anthony Joshua, to me, after that loss, it let me know he was an A-grade fighter. At that point, after the loss, he's an A-grade fighter, in my opinion. We'll see about Dillian Whyte. But I think POVETKIN, when I look at their pedigree, I think POVETKIN is a better fighter. I got POVETKIN. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. ShowBizz, don't. I'm out.